either quasi-states or de facto states. Either they are quasi-states or de facto states. And I will explain this in simple terms. When we talk of quasi-states, these are states properly accepted as states by even the jure. Okay? They have that legal recognition accepted by the constitutive authority of statehood. They have de jure recognition. De jure recognition. Legal recognition made by the jure. Their territory is so recognized by the system. Yet, with these quasi-states, if you are to go there today, even though the law or the international system or international community accepts their sovereignty over the territory, in practice, when you go there, the state is so weak, the state is so fragile that it is unable to totally control its territory. So let's say at independence, you were bequeathed this or bigger territory. But there are other forces that have claimed part of your territory, others have claimed territory, and maybe you, even though Jean Bonnet says you are in charge of war and peace, you are not able to fight off these entities, and they are claiming part of your land, but you control only smaller portion. Okay, we call it quasi-state. You are a state, but you don't have all the key features. Sovereignty. If you are sovereign, you should be the one in charge, monopoly of the use of force, that no other entity can claim any part of your territory forcibly. But there are states like that. Exemplary of example, or a prototypical example is this state, Somalia. Okay, Somalia. So here, we call these quasi-states fragile states, even though they are recognized by the international system. Okay, or international law, as well as you law, because it also has implications on all this. The governments control little of the territory under their jurisdiction. The law recognizes, but you are unable to protect your territory. So here, even though there is this jure recognition, the UN accepts them, but in practice, de facto, they are weak. They are only unable to control effectively their territory. Now, this is a typical example here. Look at Somalia. At independence, you see Somalia's map is like 7, right? I told you the other time. At independence, the whole of the 7 was Somalia. But with time, the state has been weak, fragile, that in practice, it is unable to control the entire territory. Now, look at Somalia after the Second World War, after their civil conflict in the 1990s, okay? It has become so fragmented that different powers take charge of some territories within Somalia. So, if you check the map here, I have depicted the area, the tip area on top. The area here, and see that the tip of this area, a group have formed another state by the declarative theory called Somaliland. See the tip here, we have a self-acclaimed state within the territory. We call it Somaliland. Between Somaliland and then Somalia, you have a disputed area. But the government of Somalia controls only, just a portion. The area you have as green, today they control only that area. They control the capital and then some few adjoining areas. But when you come to the downward part, here, the base, rebels, Al-Shabaab, they control the area. If you are the state, go there and then claim your territory. Al-Shabaab is controlling that area. These are rebels. Now, so between the area controlled by rebels, okay, that is Mogadishu. Okay. I mean, between that area and Somalia, the area controlled by the government, we have a buffer area. So you see, this is Somalia here. Here it's controlled by the government. You have an area controlled by what? Rebels. But the area between, because there should be a force there, otherwise these people they can easily attack the state. So you have AU forces always there patrolling that area. So that is where you have what? The area is it what? What's the color? Purple. The area in between. That is what African Union government control. So AU sends what forces there to patrol the area, to ensure that there is, the clashes are controlled. Okay. We call that what? Quasi-states. So Somalia before the civil war in 1991 was very harmonized, but after the civil war in 1991, it has become so fragmented that the states, even though in theory is supposed to be sovereign to control its entire territory, in practice it controls such a single portion there. Are you with me? That is quasi-states. We also have what we call de facto states.